Alright, YouTube, here we go. We got a special project car for you. Saved from the crusher. This is a 1963 AMC Rambler Classic 550 or base model. Most I know about it is it was last registered in 1981 in the state of Missouri, because this says so. From what I know, I bought it from Baton Rouge Pull Apart, of all places, and supposedly had been on the lot since October of 2019. It is mid-July of 2020, so it'd been there a while. They lowered the price to $1,000 because nobody was interested in it, and they were about to send it to the yard to be dismantled. So it's actually pretty good. There's a few things that are pretty janky on it, like somebody tried breaking into the hood, so that's all bent up. All of the tires were flat. I've changed this one so far. All of the springs are missing. Someone, I guess, tried to make a lowrider out of it. It also appears that I have a gas leak, I think. Not quite sure. I have something leaking under there. Probably gas leak or oil leaking from the trunk, which at the junkyard, people just throw stuff in the random cars. Someone put a bunch of used oil in the trunk. You can see some of it dripped there. I didn't know this until on the way home. I stopped to get some used tires for it so that I could, get it home. And I saw all of this back here. Has all the hubcaps, has all the headlight bezels, some random free crap along with all the oil. This is lovely. I have to clean all this out. This looks to be the original mat back here. Not going to clean it up now because it's not hurt nothing at the moment. But you can see there's no rust back here in the corners. No rust back here by the window. None of this is rotted out back here. It's all solid. I mean, the most it has is like on these wear edges, a little bit of surface rust starting. This is the most rust I can find on the car, this tiny little bit right here. It's not like that on the other side. It's not like that under any of the doors. This is the original spare, by the way. Brakes don't work. Engine didn't start, but does turn. It doesn't have sparks, so over there in my little pile of goodies, I have a new set of points. I'm going to try putting a set of points in it and see if that gets it going. Let's see what else. It is, I guess I'll show you the under the hood real quick. So, I have a battery for it. This is I think it's the 2.3 liter or 3.2 liter. It's a straight six. It is, from what I understand, a very robust engine as long as you maintain the head bolts. You have to retorque them every 12,000 miles or something like that. Carbureted, of course, is 1963. 3-speed column shift, which is pretty cool. And there really isn't much else going on in here. I mean, this is about as basic as it gets short of a flathead, 4-cylinder. You have coolant system, water pump, very simple. You do have a heater, which is kind of nice. I don't know if it works, I hadn't tested it. You have a coil, distributor with points, wires, look like somebody had already changed the plugs. All right, where's my stain at? Can't tell where it is. I don't know what was leaking. Oh, I know what that was. I was trying to get the brakes to work, filled the reservoir up and a bunch of air came out. It kept bubbling out. I cleaned up here. I did not clean down there, but it shouldn't be a problem. Carburetor seems free. When I was spinning it over, it was getting fuel to it. Has a couple oil leaks, nothing super worrying. Let's look at the interior. So as the interior goes, I would give it a 8 out of 10 for its age. Door panels almost look brand new. The floor, it was the base model, so it's got the vinyl floor, so it, no problem there. This is aluminum, so no rust. Dashboard still looks fantastic. No radio, nothing. Look there. Yes, I'm filming you on a phone. 58,000 miles, which I'm going to go with being pretty accurate. You can see down there we have the 3 pedals and your shifter. Back here, same deal as the front. Pretty clean. Seat even looks pretty good back here. They are going to need to be reupholstered, sadly. Actually, headliner's still in really good shape too. I mean, all of this, except for the dead bees, is pretty good back here. But the seats, they're very dry rotted, at least the outer covering is. Like this front one, I put this over it just so it isn't an eyesore, but yeah. Fabric's still here, but it's crisp. I mean, it's pretty bad. So, I got the old Indian blanket over it right now, just to keep it looking kind of nice. I'm going to get them recovered eventually. One thing, the car, probably a reason why it was hard for them to sell, besides it being on the ground, no keys at all, none, zero. So, the ignition's been bypassed, as you can see, or when I looked at it, it's pretty ratted out. Screwdriver start right now. The trunk is the same. The only one that hasn't been rotted out is the door handle key, which there is none, so I just used the old reach around technique to get it. I'll let y'all look at some of these old stickers here. And then this one, all welded single unit structure. If I remember right, people pay good money for this little thing here. Pretty sweet, huh? That's all your fancy paperwork stuff. But that's about it. I might do a video of trying to get it to start. I don't know if it will. I still have I have one more tire that I found, because these are a 14-inch rim, so they're actually kind of hard to find. So I got this used tire. I have one more in the back, which I'm debating whether I want to swap out for the donut back there or for this one over here that has a slow leak. I need to straighten this fender out. That's kind of a shame, but it's not that bad. Could be a lot worse. It's like I had on here before the Cougar, if anyone saw it. The whole front of it was all rotted out from a water leak. This one was kept pretty dry. But this tire has got a leak. And probably my biggest problem, because I have yet to find the parts, is somebody went to do a brake job on this. I'm guessing the grandson or whoever had it punched out all of the wheel studs. They are a very special wheel stud, used only by AMC classics of this vintage. Therefore, nobody has them. Nobody knows what they are. Nobody has anything close to them, apparently. They use a special knurl on the actual part sticking out. On the other side, somebody kindly used some Home Depot bolts to hold the wheel on, but this side there is just one lug nut holding the whole car. Because, you see over here, that's just 2 Home Depot bolts. That ain't right. Back here, they still have all the studs, which was very nice. Another technical thing, drum brakes all the way around. I mean, this thing's only a straight 6 with a 3-speed. It's not going to be breaking any records. And if you look at the dashboard, I'm guessing they left the 0 out, but my brother was joking with me, as it only goes up to 12 miles an hour. But I'm guessing they didn't include the 0, so the top indicated speed would be 120, but I'm going to go with about maybe 50 or 60. But yeah, so this is the Rambler Classic that I just purchased yesterday from Pull Apart. I will be documenting all work I've done to it like I did with the Cougar, but more so because this is actually my car. I don't have to worry about my brother not wanting to do anything or spend money on it, as it is my car to spend money on. And it is my car to do with what I want. just something I was looking for. So this is the add-on to the Crown Vic. So if you remember the video I put up, the last video of the $300 Crown Vic, insurance gave me money for that because the frame was indeed bent. It was actually bent into the passenger footwell, which I didn't even notice, but they did. So they gave me what they thought market value was for the car, which surprised me because it was more than I paid for the car. So this is paid for, and I have quite a bit of money left over to buy parts with. So I will do that. The biggest thing I need to start off with is springs, as in place of springs there are pieces of 4x4 cut and placed on the spring perches where the springs would go. So right now the car is a lowrider and it is sitting on a wood spring. You can see it's got the little hoppity hop to it just from the tire bounce. It was like when they put it on the trailer with a forklift, and I couldn't even move it on the trailer. The frame was resting on the trailer, so it was all the way down. Especially the front. The back wasn't as bad, but the front was all the way on the ground, like the cross member between the wheels touching the frame. So pieces of 4x4 have it off the ground right now. I'm going to take measurements because I have a feeling tomorrow I'm going to go to Pull Apart again, the one over by me, find some cars that have springs around the same size that I need and just modify them to make them work. It's going to be a cruiser. It's not going to be any kind of race car for sure. So I was thinking either that or airbags, but if I remember right, the rear springs go up in here somewhere in these floorboards. Under the front they go up here in these towers and they just rest in here. But I couldn't do airbags because they have this big bolt here, and the airbag would have 2 screws coming out right there. It's a pretty tight fit with the top of the hood, so I might not be able to do that. But I'm going to look at all my options. I at least got it home. It's not getting crushed. I'm going to try and get it to start and move. Might try and get some of the brakes to work, at least, so I can move it around. But yeah, this video's going on for almost 13 minutes now. Probably bored out of your minds by now, but this is the Rambler, and we're going to see if we can't get it rambling again. Hope you enjoy the video. Comment, rate, subscribe. Have an awesome day.